Hello everyone, welcome to my channel or welcome back. Here with the first of my vendor wax haul videos. So if you watched my forwarder box that went up went up before this one, you'll have seen that I unpacked a whole bunch of US vendor wax from that got forwarded over to me. And the first video I want to do is covering my L3 Waxy Wonders customs. So for background, these customs, she put a sign-up list up back in September in the group where you could sign up, and she's just working her way through that list and fulfilling custom requests. So you signed up, and then when she gets to you, she asks you can email your list in. You send it in and they make the customs basically. So pretty straightforward. I think they are still accepting if you put your name on the list. Originally the post said, like, you know, once we close it, it's closed. But a whole bunch of people have put their names down on it since then. And I think she did say they would just keep working through until it's finished. So if you feel like it, I'm sure you could go and just have a go and put your name on that list and see if they do your customs. I did 10 bags. So it was a sort of expensive exercise. I thought I don't normally buy that much wax because they are big bags. They are 10-ish ounces, so they're quite hefty. But I just had quite a few cents. I had quite a few cents I wanted because I don't often put my name down or like cents down on the ready to ship posts. So I think roughly half of what I've got is like my own blends, and then half of it is like samples or scents and stuff that I've had before that I really wanted to get like a big bag of. So get stuck into it. So because this box had 2 ready to ship orders, which I'll do in a separate video, I'll combine the 2 in a separate video, and then the customs, I got multiple stickers and multiple samples. So I don't know if the sample pack and the sticker that I have here are what came in this order, but anyway, I've picked them out. So this sticker says, if you are positive, you will see opportunities instead of obstacles. So that's nice. And then the samples, I did notice when I was going through the sample packs before that 2 of the packs had very similar samples, like 2 of the 3 cents or something were the same. But anyway, so the first sample I have is butter Brickell pumpkin pecan waffles. So I love pumpkin pecan waffles and I love L3's oil. I don't love butter Brickell, so it's a very cute ghosty. Yeah, so this is very strong in that butter Brickell. I just don't like that sort of sticky, toothache kind of caramel scent. It's just not my favourite. So I could possibly blend this with more bakery. I do find that butter Brickell, if it's in a really bakery heavy blend, a little bit of it is okay, but not like a lot of it like that. April Downy Fresh and Boom Boom. So I don't know, laundry scent, April Downy Fresh, I don't know. I love these piggies. Yeah, definitely very, very heavy laundry. I do think the Body Care Boom Boom kind of makes it a little bit more enjoyable than just April Downy Fresh on its own, but I'm not a big fan of those kind of laundry oils, so that's not really a me thing. And then I have Sweetie Pie Summer Scoops. So Sweetie Pie is like, I think, a strawberry jam type scent. And the Summer Scoops is like a strawberry ice cream scent. So, no. I think the strawberry jam oil, I think it is in Sweetie Pie. It smells really bad. It's a chemical thing. My nose just doesn't read it right. And it smells like just the weirdest chemical scent you've ever smelled. Doesn't smell anything like a strawberry. Like not even remotely in the same country as a strawberry. So yeah, I'm not, nope. It's a real shame because I love actual strawberry jam, but a lot of strawberry oils my nose does not work with, and strawberry jam is the worst culprit. Like other strawberry oils, I find there are some that are okay and some that are not, but strawberry jam oils, like I don't think I've ever smelled a single strawberry jam oil that doesn't smell like that. Okay, so the customs. So I'm sort of nervous, like, just because they are so big. Like a couple of them I went out on a bit of a limb with, so it's kind of weird too because I know all of these scents were in a ready to ship on, I think, April 18 or around then. So some of you may have already encountered some of these scents, either because they were like, so This one, for example, is actually not my blend. It's one that I've bought before. So some of them you may have smelled before because they've been poured before, and some of them you may have got my actual custom. So this one is blueberry cheesecake, blueberry muffin, cream cheese frosting, waffle cone, and sugared lemon. So this one, I will say, even though she didn't put it in the main post, generally, like the post about the customs, generally speaking, L3's rule is you can do either 3 house scents or you can do 1 house blend plus 1 oil. I generally stuck to that, except for, I think, ones that I had already sort of had before. And so this one is 1, 2, 3, 4. This one's actually 5, I think. So this is obviously outside of that. But I figured because I have it before, I got it once in a Bitty Betty loaf. I just figured that if she poured it once, they have to be able to pour it. Surely they have to be able to pour it again, right? And I figured if they couldn't pour it, they would let me know. So they poured it. So here it is. So I'm not going to pull all the shapes out, but it's kind of that light green colour that she does. It smells so good. This smells slightly stronger on the lemon than the version that I have. But still, this is a really delicious, just a really delicious creamy blueberry cheesecake scent with just a little bit of lemon. The lemon is stronger in this mix, I will say, but it's not too strong. It's still a really good lemon. To be honest, I probably, like, if she had said, no, you can't have all of that, I probably would have, the waffle cone, for example, I don't smell the waffle cone. It maybe contributes a little bit to that kind of cheesecake base type thing. But I probably would have struck out the waffle cone. And I maybe could have gone without the blueberry muffin as well. I don't know. The waffle cone I really don't think adds much. I just went, well, that's how it smells in the one that I've got, which I like filming here because I've got my wax stash right here, so I can, but I was going to see if I could find, because I've got one last little piece of the loaf that this was inspired by. So, look, I do wish it didn't have, I do wish that the lemon was more like it was in the original, so not quite as strong as this is, but still, it's very good. So, very happy with that. I'm just going to move them over there as I go. So, rosemary, mint, cashmere, cedar, pine, and boom boom. So, I got this as a sample, and I was quite nervous about it. There's lots of these rose shapes in this one. I was quite nervous about it because rosemary mint can be a headache trigger for me. So this one was a sample, but when I melted it, I fell in love. It is so nice. Because it has that kind of, that real refreshing rosemary mint, but then, and the pine, like the tree element, it's not super pine-like, but it's definitely there. But then just the kind of sweet, smooth body care sort of sense of the boom boom and the cashmere cedar. And cashmere cedar kind of rides that line of being tree-like but also body care-like. So I feel like it just brings all of this together in a really nice way. So I love that one. I don't know whose blend it was because obviously I wasn't the first one to do it, but it is very good. I feel like I wrapped these up the wrong way anyway. Alright, so this is one of my customs, but I've done it before. So this was actually one of the first customs I ever did with L3 or anyone. Patchouli Rain and Newt Scamander. So Newt Scamander is a house blend. Newt Scamander is rainforest, sugarcane, sea salt, moss, and amber. So I remember the first time I ever did customs, I was completely overwhelmed. It was fairly new in my wax. I think it was maybe I'd been buying wax for 6 months or maybe, I don't know. It was in 2019. She did scoops. And I did a few of the scoops I got, I think blends I'd already tried, but I really wanted to come up with something on my own, but I was just struggling. So in the end I went, look, I'm going to take a house blend because I feel like that's kind of a safe option, like something that she's already, that they think is good enough to sell. And then I'm just going to add something to it that I think would work for me. So I've never actually smelt Newt Scamander on its own, but I loved the version with the Patchouli Rain so much that I just haven't bothered trying the Newt Scamander. So this is just plain white. And it is so pretty. Like, I love Rainforest Sugarcane, just that sort of really, it reminds me of like snapped aloe. Like, it's just got this beautiful greenness and sweetness. And I just think the picture, obviously because I haven't smelt Newt Scamander on its own, I couldn't tell you exactly how it interacts, but I feel like it just adds a really nice but subtle earthiness to the blend. So yeah, to me this is just sweet, and it's not super sweet, but just for a green scent, there's definitely a sweetness there. Just refreshing, and you know, I feel like it does kind of remind me of, you know, like, I guess being near like a creek in a rainforest. Like, I'm sort of thinking back to my birthday a few years ago. It was like 10 years ago, I think. We went up to the Daintree. And it was, yeah, just that. I feel like this is actually very, it's probably a little bit sweeter and a little bit more juicy, I guess, than that experience, but it does remind me of being like near a creek, and there was moss on the trees, and it was just all fresh and green and really, really nice. So I love that one. Cranberry Marmalade. Today is October 3rd. So this one, today is October 3rd. It's Palo Santo, Sugar Cookie Royale, and Toasted Mallows. So this one is another one I had a sample of. I love L3's Cranberry Marmalade. It is so good. It's not amazing. I've had it in a few blends where I wasn't as in love with it, but this was the first blend I ever had it in. I love these ghosts. And it was just perfect. Like, it's very strong on the Cranberry Marmalade. And her Cranberry Marmalade, it's just perfection. Like, it's cranberry-like and it's spiced, but it's not, it's just the right spice mix. You know, some spiced cranberry scents, they lean very sort of spiced orange. This is nothing like that. It's like just a juicy kind of cranberry marmalade. And then today's October 3rd. You can't smell it too much on cold, but I just feel like it is the right type of bakery to blend with it. Like the kind of smooth, woody, creamy bakery that you get with today's October 3rd. It just pairs really nicely with cranberry marmalade. I did some blending. I've got a couple of trig tarts of cranberry marmalade, and I did it with French baguette the other day, and that was really good as well, but I think I still like this one. And this is like, this one has arrived in perfect time because I wanted that scent for winter. And winter is here, so I will be melting that one, you know, right from the get-go. Black sugar, blue sugar, pardon me, and exotic coconut. So this is again something that I've had before. I think I bought it in a puppy pack. I wasn't expecting much from it, but this one absolutely blew me away. So there's a lot of, I've noticed there's a lot of like repeating shapes. Like, I guess she kind of picks a mold and pours you scent, because this one's got the flower and the bunny. This one is, for me, a perfect scent. I love melting this one on kind of a trans-seasonal weather overcast day. Like, I really enjoyed melting this one in spring. Spring weather here, I feel like you get a lot of days where it's kind of grey and it's not really warm, but it's not cold either. It's just like this in between. And somehow this one just gets there absolutely perfectly. Like, the black sugar and the blue sugar kind of combine to give this, it's not overly black sugary. Like, if you're not a black sugar fan, you probably could still tolerate this one. It's not got that really heavy black sugar tone. Yeah, I can't even necessarily say I smell the exotic coconut, but it just lifts it into this scent where it's like a light kind of comfortingness, but it's also like summery. I don't know. It combines into something that I just can't describe, but I freaking love it. So really happy to have a big bag of that one. I remember as soon as I melted that one, I was like, I need a lot of this scent. So yeah, that one. And I think I've got like a black sugar boom boom something else scent as well. A maybe Baja Cactus Blossom and Boom Boom. And that one is kind of in the similar family, like black sugar paired with sort of lighter, creamier, more feminine body care. And that one similar, not similar in scent, similar in effect, but not as good as the black sugar, blue sugar, exotic coconut. All right, this one I think is one I was a bit nervous about. So this is fresh baked bread, fresh picked strawberries, and vanilla butter fudge. So I love L3's fresh baked bread. She has probably one of my favorite bread scents. So fresh picked strawberries I enjoy. I don't think it smells like fresh picked strawberries. It smells very candy-like, but I do like it. And vanilla butter fudge is something I've been enjoying as well, but I find it's a bit hit and miss in blends, and I think it varies in terms from vendor to vendor as well in terms of how much I like it. So I'm not super familiar with every vendor's oil on that. I did get some vanilla butter fudge in a tree tart in the ready to ship, so because I just want to smell more of her vanilla butter fudge. So there's like a heart. Oh, this is really good. Very bread-like. One thing I have noticed about vanilla butter fudge is, to me, and I think that's kind of why I threw it in here, I feel like it leans kind of, sometimes in some blends, yeasty and bready. I used to not like yeasty bready scents, but now I'm a big fan. Most of the time. So yeah, this is mostly kind of bready, like a slight creaminess with the vanilla. And then you can smell the strawberries, but the strawberries are not overwhelming as well. Like, it's just, yeah, this is probably one of the best strawberry bread scents I've ever smelled, and that's exactly what I was going for with this. So I'm really happy with how that's turned out. I'm going to enjoy melting that one a lot. I don't know why I was nervous about that one. I just went, I haven't done many kind of bread custom like blends myself, and strawberry is not a scent I'm confident blending at all. So I just went, oh, yeah. And I noticed a lot of people are blending kind of similar things, but they're using strawberry pound cake. Strawberry pound cake from L3, I don't mind it in blends, but it's not my favourite. I think I actually prefer the fresh picked strawberries if I'm doing a blend like that. So very happy with that. All right, this one I'm nervous about. Pacific Woods, Frosted Juniper, and Cranberry Woods. So I love Pacific Woods. It's a great kind of pine woody scent. And I've had great luck with Frosted Juniper in blends as well. It's just a really nice accent. Cranberry Wood is one of my favourite cranberry scents. I love the woodiness and just the cranberry. I think there's a slight berry note in there too, which I find adds sweetness to the cranberry without, like, you know, being too sweet, because I don't like an overly sweet cranberry, but I also don't like an overly tart cranberry. But with this one, I think I just was a bit concerned that maybe it was just too much wood. And look, it is a very full-on scent, but I like it. It smells like cranberry woods, but like with the fresh greenness, like green tree-ness, just amped up to 100. Oh, it's so crisp. Look, I will say this one probably is, just smelling, it's probably a bit of a headache risk, to be honest. I do probably need to be careful about when I melt this. But yeah, this is Cranberry Woods amped up to 1,000,000 with just the trees and the, like, the tree side of it, but you still definitely distinctly get Cranberry Woods. So yeah, that one, it's intense, and I thought it would be. I do think it has the potential to cause headaches, unfortunately, but I still think I will be able to melt it and enjoy it. Roasted coffee, a blueberry pumpkin patch, and sugared shortbread. So, and this one is another one of my blends. This one, I knew I had to do some blending with roasted coffee. Roasted coffee is, I've only discovered it fairly recently, but it is my favourite coffee oil at L3 by far. In fact, it's probably one of my favourite coffee oils just about anywhere. Coffee is obviously one of those very kind of subjective things. Everyone has different opinions on what smells like delicious real coffee and what doesn't. Roasted coffee, it's just a perfect coffee. It smells like it's got a little bit of bakery to it. It does, the scent notes don't say that it does, but it just feels like it does to me. But I just find it's kind of like it's definitely coffee, and it's distinctly coffee, but it's not, it hasn't got any burnt notes, any bitter notes. It's not overly roasty. It's just, to me, it's perfect. Everyone has their own perfect coffee. Roasted coffee is my perfect coffee. I love blueberry pumpkin patch as well. I just find that's a really unique oil. It doesn't really smell like blueberries or pumpkins. It's kind of this sweet but slightly savory, just really nice oil. It's like that Bath Body Works type. And then sugared shortbread is just a really nice bakery blender. So I wanted a bit more bakery in the mix. Oh, it's probably turned out differently to how I expected, but I really like it. It's a lot more bakery. I don't get the blueberry pumpkin as strongly as I thought I would. And it's a little bit sweeter than I thought it would be. I think maybe the sugared shortbread is bringing more sweetness than what I expected. But it's really nice. So to me, it's quite a sweet biscuit, like shortbread scent. With a beautiful pop of the blueberry pumpkin. The more I smell it, the more I can smell that. The roasted coffee is kind of falling into the background there. I think I did say that in the notes. I think I did say that I didn't want the roast. I think with this one, I was worried that the coffee would take over. So I think I did say in the notes that I wanted just a hint of coffee with this one. And you do get that. There is a hint of coffee there. So now I'm remembering that I made that note. Now it's making more sense. And yes, this is what I would expect. So that's really, really good. Really good. Okay, only 2 more. So another roasted coffee blend. So this one I thought would be a safer bet. This was roasted coffee, pumpkin pecan waffles, vanilla butter fudge, and sugared shortbread. Oh my God, this is amazing. So this, honestly, is probably not that dissimilar from one of my all-time favourite pumpkin pecan waffle and coffee blends. Oh, it is a bit different, but it actually smells kind of similar. I have a blend which is pumpkin pecan waffles, Palo Santo, sugared shortbread, and espresso, I think. And this one... So obviously it doesn't have the Palo Santo, and I can tell that difference. So this one's a little bit sweeter because it's got vanilla butter fudge instead. But I feel like in the coffee with the pumpkin pecan waffles and the sugared shortbread, I feel like that aspect, even though they're different coffee oils, smells kind of similar. So I'm really happy that it's different, because that is like, I was melting that loaf the other day and I was like, I need another loaf of this because this is one of my favorite scents ever. So this being similar family to that means that I don't need to, because I've still got this much of the loaf, right? So I don't need to go out and panic and get more of that one. But these 2 scents, they are ultimate happy place scents. The more I smell this one, the more I feel like I'm picking up the vanilla butter fudge, and I'm really liking it. Like, there's just this extra dense bakery element to it, and it's working really well, because I think this is what I like about vanilla butter fudge is it's sweet and it adds creaminess and depth, but it doesn't make things over sweet. I feel like some rich bakery scents, particularly when you pair them with pumpkin pecan waffles, it can get a bit much. It can get a bit cloying and sickly. But I feel like vanilla butter fudge, I think because it's got that sort of yeasty note to it. I don't know why it has a yeasty note to it, but to my nose it does. I just feel like that balances out the potential over sweet sickliness of the pumpkin pecan waffles. So love that one. And then the last one is raspberry adipose zucchini bread. So Jet Puff Mallow, this is the adipose. Jet Puff Mallow, mallow fluff, toasted mallow, light and fluffy and full of fat like the adorable little adipose. So I actually made a mistake with this custom. My intention was to do raspberry whip adipose zucchini bread. I have a bougie bar at raspberry whip adipose zucchini bread, and it is amazing. I love raspberry and zucchini bread. Just together, they just... Same as wild berry mousse and zucchini bread, there's just this really addictive scent that just... It's hard to describe, but I just love it. So I wanted more of that. But I don't know why. When I did my customs, I even went, like, I felt like I checked it in my mind. I was like, no, it's not raspberry whip I want. It's definitely raspberry. This blend is raspberry. That bougie bar I've got, it's raspberry. Like, that was going through my head. And it wasn't until I checked it a few weeks later, I'm like, crap, it was actually raspberry whip. So, anyway. But I still think this will turn out well. I don't know if I'm that familiar with her raspberry, but I'm pretty sure it will be good. one of my plans for this one is not just to melt it like this, but also to throw some mango in there. So I think I recall someone saying mango, sorbet, raspberry, and zucchini bread, and I think maybe that's where I got confused. Mango, sorbet, raspberry, and zucchini bread is amazing. So I've been wanting to do that for a while, and I think that maybe is where I got confused because they said raspberry, not raspberry whip. Anyway, let's smell the wax. It's really good. It is different. The raspberry is different. The raspberry and raspberry whip is zingier. Pardon me, I just did a really icky burp sort of thing. It's possible I might like this one more, actually. Let's see if I can find... No, I don't think I'm going to be able to find that bar. Oh yeah, here we go. I'm going to compare them. I need to compare these ones. So... out we go. Yeah, this one is definitely zingier, more tart kind of raspberry. I think I've always said like raspberry whip kind of makes me think of like crushed up raspberries and ice. This one, I feel like the raspberry maybe has more of a slight floral note, but it doesn't mean that this smells floral. It just, I feel like that's something that's lurking in the background with this particular raspberry. Yeah, so it's kind of more of a prettier, sweeter berry. But I still think it works really well with this blend. So it's definitely a different blend. So I didn't get the raspberry whip zucchini bread that I really wanted. So I'll probably have to request that at some point. But I still really like this. I'm still going to really enjoy this. That is it. That is all of my customs. I feel like I'm waiting forever for them just because of... Not because of the sign-up time, because I signed up in September. Like, I knew that was going to be a long wait. But just because I got called for them, I think, in late March. And just with how long it took me to get this box over here, they just took a long time. So, really happy. Nothing in there has turned out badly. Like, everything's turned out, I think, amazingly. Yeah, so... I still got quite a few videos to do from this forwarder box. I might knock off this scoopable tart wax one right now because it's just 5 items, and so in the next video I'll film it now, but it'll be in the next video, just because that one will be a nice quick one, and I like being able to get my wax poured away. But I've still got to do glitterati, soup tarts, the big L3 ready to ship stuff. I might do that at the end. And I've got villainous wax to do as well. So hopefully you're all doing really well. I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.